I finally got my new subframe from G-Comp. I'll be saving this old one for use in some future project though. Don't want to completely waste all my time spent on it. The new subframe will improve my front end steering and work well with the subframe connectors to greatly stiffen up the entire car. You can read about the kit on Speedway's website. They rate it for cars up to about 500 horsepower, but I feel like that's really conservative. It's definitely much stronger than the factory subframe. Switching gears, as you do, I need to install the trunk gutter so I can start lining up all my panel gaps. For no reason in particular, I decided to start with the trunk. TIG welding is great for sheet metal, if you can do it. So I decided what better time to get some practice in than an unseen area. Setting up the TIG, you'll need a sharp point on your tungsten and set your shielding gas to get enough coverage. Don't look at that. You didn't see that. See? Perfect spot welds. Going to cover them up with trunk weather stripping. Now I'm working on getting this deck lid filler panel to sit a little bit more flush with the quarter panel. I had to cut a small slit in near the edge so I could lightly tap it down even and re-weld it. To get rid of this monstrous gap, I'm going to use an 1/8 inch rod on the deck lid filler panel and trunk lid to close it up. It's getting there. I use MIG welding here just because it's a lot faster. I was very careful to go in short sections and allow the panel to dissipate heat so that I don't end up with too much warping. If anyone told you bodywork isn't fun, well, yeah, I guess they were mostly right. It's a lot of sweating and waiting. After getting that all finished and smoothed out, I welded in the rod onto the trunk lid. Unfortunately, the heat and it didn't agree, so I got a bit of that oil canning effect. The heat caused some warping, so I'm going to try and shrink it back flush. An acetylene torch is much better for this since it can raise the temperature of the heated spot quickly, but I don't have one. So I'm going to try some MAP gas on a small torch and see what happens. I'm by no means any expert at this, but this is a viable way to shrink the metal. Will it create a lot more work for me? Yeah, probably. But these are steps one takes to learn things. You never learn anything if you don't break stuff. I'm basically trying to find the center of where the metal is flexing, torching it to heat it up, and then dropping the wet rag on it to cool it off quickly. This shrinks the affected area and helps eliminate that bounce. Now that I have tons of high spots in the trunk lid, I'm going to use these metal shrinking discs to even it all out. These aren't any magic metal tool or anything, they're just a plain metal disc that you attach to your grinder. The way they work is by using friction to heat up the high spots as you go over the panel. Low spots stay unaffected since the disc is just passing over them. The high spots get a lot of heat in them, and as they cool, they shrink. It's a really cool effect, and after vibrating the hell out of your arms, you end up with a much smoother surface. I still have some areas that need a bit more work. In this low spot, I tried heating it, but it started expanding down. So I used a stud welder to attach a couple of studs to attach a slide hammer and gently pop the dent out. You can see I still have a lot of high spots, so I still have a ton of work to do on this trunk lid. Taking a break from the trunk, I need to reassemble the body so I can align everything to the new subframe. The old one was slightly off, so I needed to adjust the body mounts to bolt up the new one. Now I'll need to check everything and see how it looks. I'll try to shim everything as close as possible to the right gaps, and then I can fill in the gaps as needed. In addition, I'll record how many shims I'll need in each mounting location, so it saves me time reassembling the car after paint. Oh, I'm excited to see this car in paint. Thanks for watching.